state your name and county.
Welcome. We are at the Oklahoma State Democratic Convention. We are discussing the resolutions. We have a number of different inflammatory resolutions coming up. So they are talking about criminal justice right now. And this shows that we support or we oppose certain things within criminal justice. Line 106.
The Oklahoma Democratic Party supports a judicial system that applies law in a consistent and equitable manner, and finishes on line 128. Would you like to remove?
I'm trying to figure out what they are. 148. There seems to be confusion.
So, would anyone like to
I am a
remove
state
section
delegate.
or all of it for debate? Okay.
I'm going to put this
Now
down.
on to 129. That ends at 140. Be it resolved that
We're
the
still
Oklahoma
under
Democratic
criminal
Party
justice.
opposes any effort to overturn state question 780, etc., down to 140. Would anyone like to remove a portion or all of that for debate? Okay.
Looks
Would you
pretty
like
good to me.
Come to the microphone? Please state your name and your county and tell us if
There
which
is some
you'd
debate.
like to remove all or just part of it.
Christian Mitchell, just part lines 139 and 140 pertaining to the seizure and confiscation of private property by law enforcement. I think I probably have a friendly amendment to that.
Lines which?
139.
139.
He's talking about the seizure and
So
confiscation
that last bullet
of private
point where we
property
said
by law
debate.
enforcement
Is
agencies
there,
during
any
investigation.
objection?
He wants to
Parliamentarians, does that need
offer a
amendment?
friendly amendment. It's
Okay,
probably
is
a
there
grammar.
second to remove? Okay, second, and you are
To
Kristen
remove?
Littlefield. What's your county? Mays County. That's right. Oh. All right. Is there any objection? Okay. There's a couple objections. At this point, are these objections? Okay. At this point, yes. We will vote with a voice vote, 50%, simple majority. So all those in favor of setting aside the last bullet in this resolution that ends on line 140, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
All right, the nays have it, so we will leave that in there. Okay. There is, just so everyone knows, there is another resolution that has been added, but we will discuss that at the end because we do have
The next resolution is about disability rights.
So we are on to disability rights. Starting at 143, whereas the Oklahoma Democratic Party declares we are committed to expanding access to employment for people with disabilities, and continues to line 171 on the next, line 150 on the next page. Would anyone like to set aside part or all of this resolution for debate? Okay, we're now on to the next one, line 151. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party supports adequate funding and staffing for state-operated facilities for persons with developmental disabilities, and goes down to line 171. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of this resolution for debate? I really appreciate you all. We are now on line 172. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party opposes all efforts to weaken and landmark the Americans with Disabilities Act and vigorously support the enforcement of laws preventing discrimination. That ends on line 181. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of this resolution for debate? Okay. We are now on to the drug law section. We are at line 184. Whereas the Oklahoma State Democratic Party declares that our state criminal justice system is expending too many resources, that goes to line 187 on the next page. So line 184 to line 187. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of this resolution for debate? Okay. We're now at line 188. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oklahoma State Democratic Party supports safe and legal access to medicinal marijuana. Starts on line 188, finishes on line 198. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of this for debate? Okay. We are now on to the economy. Line 201, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party supports consumer protection laws, and ends on line 217. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of this resolution for debate? Okay. Oh, yes.
Hello, Nadine Gallagher, Oklahoma County. This is a Scrivener's error, I heard you say before.
Yeah.
There is a part on line 227, 228, 229, that should be,
That's the next one, I'm sorry.
but they're all under economy, and that 228, 229 should be under supports as opposed to under opposes.
Okay, hang on. To which line?
228, 229, no, 227, 28, 29 should be in that first section.
Okay. Increase incentives to protect American jobs and employees and supports federal legislation that protects jobs from being moved overseas. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, okay. So that bullet point needs to be under the section that says we support rather than we oppose. So, Eric? Where is Eric? Okay. Would you accept that as a friendly amendment, you and your co-chair? Okay.
It's just in the wrong section.
Okay, all right. So, Andrew, can you fix that on the screen for us? And we can all recognize that we're making that change. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we've made that friendly amendment. We'll move on to this one now. So, number 2, line 218, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party opposes any reduction in state income tax. That goes down to line 230. It goes, oh, because we changed it? Okay. That goes down to line 226 in the amended version. Does anyone, okay. We are aware which amendment we're discussing, or which resolution we're discussing. Does anyone want to set it aside, all or a portion of it, for debate? Okay, wonderful. We are now on to education. Whereas the Oklahoma, line 233, whereas the Oklahoma Democratic Party declares we believe that free public education is a right, down to line 241. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of that for debate?
Madam Chair, just to inform you, there are 2 floor resolutions that fall under education.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone like to set aside any, a portion or all of this resolution for debate? Okay, we're now on to the next one that starts at 242. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party supports a healthy school environment, and goes from 242 all the way down to 296 on the next page, and it looks like we have page numbers now. We didn't before, I don't think, so now we're on page 10. Does anyone want to set aside all or part of this resolution for debate? Okay, then we're starting at 297 at the bottom of page 10. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party opposes decreasing teacher benefits to justify raising teacher salaries, and ends at line 321. Does anyone want to set aside all or a portion of this resolution for debate? All or a portion of this resolution setting aside for debate. Okay, we are now on to the next section, line 323, enacting a fairer, more equitable tax system. Line 324, whereas the Oklahoma Democratic Party declares it is apparent that Oklahoma state total state and local tax rates are among the lowest in the nation, and ends on line 338 on page 12. Would anyone like to set aside part or all of this resolution for debate? Wonderful. Line 340, be it resolved that the Oklahoma Democratic Party supports accepting federal funds to expand Medicaid coverage. This goes down to line 364 and ends in the word collections. Would anyone like to set aside all or part of this resolution for debate? All or part of this resolution for debate? Okay, we're on to the environment. We're on line 367, whereas the Oklahoma State Democratic Party declares that all Americans must unite behind, understand, and support efforts at making our environment clean and safe, etc. That goes to line 375. Would anyone like to set aside a portion of this for all or a portion of it for debate? No. Okay. No one does. And then did you have a motion?
So from the floor, in the next part, starting with 378, that particular 378 and 380 concerns the petition.
Okay, yes, and so we do have a petition for the next resolution that will amend it, so we will have to pull this aside for the floor. to debate. So this one, 377, therefore be resolved that Oklahoma State Democratic Party supports a carbon fee and dividend system, et cetera, that goes down to line 411 on the next page. But we're just doing a portion of it, right?
Yeah, the only part that is in the petition is from 378 to 380.
Okay. All right. So we are definitely pulling lines 378 to 380 for discussion. Did she make a motion? I didn't have a thing.
Well, do I need to move to pull it?
Okay.
I moved to pull that section.
Okay. What, can you say your name and kind of mic?
Catherine Rand, Cleveland County.
Okay. Is there a second? All right. Well, T. Cherie Dickerson from Oklahoma County, seconds. Okay. Without objection. Yes,
That is correct. It is an amendment.
that she collected the signatures for, so it is in order. Eric, will you please confer with the parliamentarians? But I am in the middle of this, so without objection. Okay. Do we need to amend it now, or do we do it when we do the actual discussion? Because we're doing the same thing we did before. Okay. Yeah. But she made the motion. I just approved that. Okay, we have already, she's made the motion, pull it, and it's been seconded, and we approved it via consent. I understand, Debbie, but Tim gave me the wrong advice, so we're here where we are. Okay, we're gonna continue on. All right, does anyone want to pull any other parts of this for discussion or debate? Therefore, be it resolved that the Oklahoma State Democratic Party supports a carbon fee and dividend system. Yes? Please come to the microphone or ask someone to bring a microphone to you. Hey, Melanie. Where's Melanie's place? Will you come be my helper?
Yes, I'm Claire Thomas from Pittsburgh County, and I would like to look at 399, 406, and 407. I'm wondering why those are under the environmental section and not the agriculture section. And the same goes for, we haven't got to it yet, but for 417, 18, 419, why are those under the environment instead of agriculture?
Okay, so if you'd like to pull those for discussion, can you make a motion? You're making a motion to pull those for discussion,
I
correct?
gotta find out
Okay.
why they're in this particular section.
And did you get her name? Okay, is there a second? Is there a second? Okay, someone needs to tell me their name and their county. Okay, we're gonna say Martin County and McLean County because that's what I heard. From this point forward, raise your credentials really, really high, and Melanie's gonna run to you with the microphone. Okay, so that has been motioned and seconded without objection. Okay, we will pull those sections, and Claire, if you will wait up here for the next resolution. 399 through line 406. Oh. 399 and 406? Okay. Well, we're not to that one though. So therefore be it resolved that the Oklahoma State Democratic Party opposes all efforts to construct toxic tar sand pipelines that ends on 419. Okay, so is there anyone who would like to remove a portion or all of that? Okay, so we're going to remove, oh, is there a second? From Kate Howell, Oklahoma County. And is there, okay, without objection, okay, so we will pull oh, did you object? We're gonna pull lines 417, that bullet point, and 419 for discussion.
I don't really oppose them, I just don't think they should be under the environment. I don't really oppose them that much, I just think they need to be moved out. I don't know why they're under the environment, because it looks to me like most of them are related to agriculture. Actually, I'm not sure if the dog ones are related to agriculture, but they're sure not related